Hey everybody, Matt Squatch here with my buddy Pat.
What's going on, guys? What's up, Matty?
What's going on? We're up here in the beautiful woods. It's 8 o'clock and it finally cooled down to about 85 degrees. It was about 110 earlier.
Awesome.
So there's a little bit of breeze going. Maybe we get some Sasquatch action behind us. But we're going to do some beer tasting. We got a bunch of tall boys. We got cheap beer. We got good beer. And we're going to do a review. Basically give it a score, 1 through 10.
Yep.
And we're going to see what we think. The first one we got here is a Modelo Negra Tall Boy. And this isn't scientific. I know it's better in bottles and on tap and all that other shit. Yes, these little kid cups are the only cups we have up here. We're not going to...
Got to be strict camo, too.
Yeah, it's camo. So you lose your beer in the woods.
That's right.
Apparently, yeah.
We got some really bad beers in here, too, so very curious to see where our scores fall.
We got some good beers in a bottle, some medium grade beers. Like I consider Modelo like a mid grade beer. And then we got like some really like ghetto stuff.
Which I'm excited about.
Yeah, okay. You ready, Patrick?
Yeah, let's do it, man.
Okay. Pour yourself there.
Yep.
We were debating, do we start with the absolute cheap stuff or go to good to bad? We'll probably have to do this over a couple nights because we have a whole cooler fucking full of tall boys.
Oh,
so
yeah.
It's going to be a while.
This is going to be not a bad experience, I imagine.
No, all right.
Cheers.
To wives and girlfriends, may they never meet. It's delicious because it's cold.
It's really good. It's a good beer.
Modelo Negra is always one of my favorites on tap. If you ever go to a good Mexican restaurant, some places they have it. Yeah, it's always a good standby. The Modelo Especial I like a lot too. I like it better than like a Corona or something.
I don't even like regular Modelo. This is the best for me.
Yeah, the Negra's definitely better. So, give another sip here.
1 to 10, 10 being the absolute best. Which...
It's better on tap and in a frosty cup, not out of plastic in a tall boy. But I think I would give this 6.5.
I was around the 6s. I'd go 6.2. I'd go 6.2. It's a good beer.
I was thinking 6.2, but I was thinking 6.5 is probably... This is a beer like you're in a restaurant. Oh, I haven't had one of those in a long time. Because I think it's a solid 7 on tap. I think that's true with most beers.
I mean, you can't give if you love this beer, and you're like, why are these guys giving it a D, essentially a 6? There's a lot of good beer in the world, and you can't give everything an A.
Yeah.
You got to work your way up.
Yeah, and you have to think a 6.5, that's like a B minus, you know, which when I was growing up, that was a great grade. So
Absolutely.
I'd show off a B minus. So, okay. All right, well, we're going to finish this beer, and we'll be back with another one in a minute. Or a couple minutes.
Keeping this one up here?
Yeah. All right, we didn't tell you the alcohol content. What was it?
5.4.
5.4. We're going real cheap here, trying to be nice.
Woo! This is an old school beer.
Oh, it's natural ice, not even Bud Ice.
Oh.
Natural ice. 5.9 twist off top on a beer.
We got to drink a 40-ouncer, or is that a 30? I think it's a 32.
It's a 32.
Yeah. It's not a big boy.
Play Edward 40 hands.
I've never done that. I've seen people play it. I did not partake. What'd you guys drink with Edward 40 hands? You duct taped what to your hands?
I've never done it. I've seen people do it.
I've seen my friends Jason and Josh and John play, and they use Miller High Life 40 ounces.
High Life's okay once in a while.
2 40s of it though.
Oh.
Duct tape to your hands the entire time. You can't do anything.
Beer, it tastes kind of like pee, and it comes out looking the same way.
Yeah, it's gross.
All right.
This I gave it 6.2.
I gave it 6.
Modelo Negra, good beer.
All right. Here's the
Natty Ice.
Natty Ice.
Cheers to twist offs, man. This is gonna be bad.
Didn't taste like much of anything after the Modelo.
That's what I was gonna say. It's pretty
light, actually.
Yeah, very light. It has more alcohol in it than Modelo did.
I can taste the alcohol. It's like all you really taste. I think the Modelo is such kind of a heavier beer that it's kind of
This isn't very good.
I gotta say, it's not as terrible as I thought. It's not that kind of off, like, you know, kind of weird gamey flavor that like Bud Light kind of has sometimes.
And it's definitely not a Pabst.
Or like Pabst kind of has that like strong, like cheap beer flavor. This is just really light and crisp. Actually, it's not nearly as bad as I thought, to tell you the truth.
Yeah, that's a good point. It's definitely not that bad. It's, man,
It's like beer water.
yeah, it doesn't have a lot of flavor.
It's like a watered down Coors Light.
Yeah, I think I would definitely give this like a 4.8.
It's better than I thought. I thought this was going to be in the 2s or 3s.
There's no weird aftertaste. That's why. If there was a weird aftertaste, this is going to the bottom, but it's not.
Yeah, I'm gonna
I'd hate to give it a good score, but I mean 4.8.
I think 4.5. I think if someone poured this to me and I was like, really, that's what it is? It's better than I thought, but it's not great.
No, it's definitely not great.
Okay.
It'd be damn great when it's 110 degrees outside and all you got.
Anything's fucking cold, you know? This is one of those beers I think you pour into a cup and don't tell somebody and just have them kind of guess what it is.
Not bad.
You know what? I'm starting to get kind of a weird, like, back of my throat, like...
Well, when beer's super cold, you don't get all that flavor. So whatever flavor that has, let it warm up a little bit.
That's what I mean. I think it's right in the back of the throat, the warm part. It does have a little bit of a... You have to go with your first score, though. What did I say? 4.5?
I said 4.8. Yeah.
4.8? Okay. I'll cut that part out, I swear.
You got that figured out?
Yeah. As the beers goes on, the tech support wanes.
So, Modelo, Bud Ice, or not Bud Ice, Natty Ice.
Natty Ice. I think the Bud Ice would have been worse, actually.
Ooh. Yeah, that's a bad boy. But now we have a classic.
The Stella Artois, I think I'm pronouncing it.
I think so.
Artios, the Stella Artios.
Oh boy.
Belgium.
Your fans are gonna butcher you now. Stella Artois.
Hey, we just hit 25,000 subscribers, and about 600 people are gonna watch this video.
That's good for Matty.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for supporting Matt.
Yeah.
So this is a good beer. This is gonna be the best of the three. I already know it.
So far, we have some expensive microbrews. We even have stuff in bottles and shit. No, not that kind of bottle.
But we had to get the bad boy out. There's a couple other bad boys on there. But
I like Stella. Stella on tap's good. Really, really good too.
It's a really good beer. Is there a?
I think it's like 5 something.
It is 5%.
I remember looking it up once.
Stella Artois, 5%. You didn't get it right the first time. I think your accent there clicked.
My buddy Joey, he was very picky about the beer. He only liked Pacifico and Corona. The only beers he liked drinking. And I didn't bring any actually. I brought 805 up when he came up here years ago, and he was like, I don't know if I can drink 805, and I had 3 cases of it. I'm like, just drink it. He's like, this stuff is really good. I'm like, yeah, there's more beer than freaking Stella and Pacifico and Corona.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, so cheers.
Cheers.
May all your disgraces be private.
It's good advice.
Oh, it's so much drier than the other two.
There's flavor though.
No, it's flavor, but it's not like it just. We had the Modelo and then the Bud Ice, the natural ice, which was like water. This cuts through all those other flavors.
Yeah, so I mean, Modelo was good. Natty Ice was really good when it's really cold. You know, once we let it warm up a little bit, we catch that bite on it, and you're like,
we kind of noticed that when we got down to the bottom of the bottle, and it warmed up, and some of the bubbles came out. The weird tinge after flavor started coming out.
Yeah, but that's always the story with beer, right? It can't be ice cold, but when it's, I don't know, 80 at 9 o'clock, you want ice cold beer. That's what it goes.
Yeah, so.
This is a good one.
Stella. We should be writing these down because I'm forgetting.
It's recorded. We're good.
Yeah, well, the whole world's seeing. Yeah. By the way, I thought about doing this live as like a live stream, but I'm like, no one wants to see us like scratching our butt for 15 minutes in between beers. And yes, we are finishing them. We're not dumping them out because
we don't waste soldiers.
Yeah, we don't. We
gotta keep these beers.
We leave no man behind.
That's right.
Or beer. Stella. It's so dry, like there's no sweetness to it, so it's just got that kind of dry, flat crispness, if that makes sense.
Yeah, this is definitely in the...
But still a little thicker.
I think it's in the 6 range of the Modelo. It's a little higher for me. I would go... I'd probably go 6.8 with the Stella.
I think I like the Modelo. If I was going to order either one in a bar, I think I'd probably order the Modelo first. I'm going to do the Stella 6.3 because I think I gave the Modelo 6.5.
Yep.
They're very close. It's almost like depending on your mood, the difference of them.
It's good, though.
It is good. It is good. And if someone showed up to a party or handed me one of these, I mean, you can hand me anything. I'm really not going to complain unless it's a Pabst. I don't get the whole hipster Pabst thing, do you?
I don't get it. It was like one of those things where...
I think they just started doing it to be ironic.
Yeah, and then they're charging $15 for a Pabst in LA. Because it became cool.
I think it was like Hollywood's Barbershop in Costa Mesa. 2004, 2005. They wouldn't let women into the barbershop. It was this whole thing. It was all the greaser, rockabilly guys. That's back when I had hair enough to go get a real haircut. And between 15 and 20 years ago. Wow, I'm old. And they had Pabst on tap. And you got a haircut, and they just had a frosty glass, and then they had Pabst on tap. And I remember thinking it wasn't terrible cold on tap. But Pabst in the can is garbage. But anyway,
really cold.
It's got to be really cold and free. I mean, it was free beer, so I think free beer gets an extra point.
I tried to find a Pabst. They were out. Hilariously enough, the gas station I went to where we got the Tall Boys, out of Tall Boy Pabst, and I wasn't about to buy a 12-pack.
Actually, I went to Albertsons where I got some of these Tall Boys too, and they did not have Pabst Tall Boys.
They're gonna think we're avoiding it, but it's true. I didn't have any. I was gonna buy one.
Well, we're probably gonna do a part 2 tomorrow night, or splice them all together into one video. If we go by a gas station,
we probably run into one or two.
If we run into one, okay. I got to tell the story since we're talking about.
There we go.
Pabst. By the way, Stella's great.
It is.
Back in the day, Pat and I. This is the early 2000s. We rented a room. We both rented a room from our buddy Cameron. It was in a mobile home park.
Not together. We each had our own room.
We each had our own room. And, yeah. I think I was working graveyard and security at the time.
Yeah.
So I had to go to work at 10:30 every night. And there would always be wild parties and stuff like that. And I'd be like, no, I can't get too drunk. I have to go to work tonight. I was the supervisor.
Until he called out sick all the time.
Yeah. And then, why are you calling out sick? Hot water heater broke. That was the classic?
That was the classic.
Well, hot water heater broke. Just there's stuff everywhere. We got to fix it. So we had a big ripping party. Bunch of people over. You know, it was just like a Snoop Dogg video. One of those kind of parties. You know, girls making out in the yard. That kind of stuff.
Well, sometimes.
Yeah. Well, I don't think I ever saw it. I was always like, you guys are still partying? I was like, I'd be lounging around the house in the bathrobe like a poor man's Hugh Hefner. Like, I just got up and the party was starting because I had to work at night. But somebody brought over like a 30 block or something of Pabst.
It was much too big of Pabst.
It
Way
was
too much.
It was. I don't think it was a 12. I think it was like a 30 block.
It was a lot
of Pabst. And we were boiling hot dogs in it. We were giving it away. I think I brought like in a bag like 7 or 8 to another party. We were doing everything we could to not drink a Pabst.
To get rid of it.
Then I think it was because I had, screwed up days off like Tuesdays and Wednesdays or something. And it was Pat and I, this is back when we were young and beautiful, we decided that let's chug a beer. Let's crack these things. And, I'm a beer drinker. No, I'm a beer drinker, especially when you're in your early 20s.
Yeah, you can do whatever you want.
Yeah. So we both crack a Pabst. We're both chug, and halfway through I look over and I see his eye,
Ooh.
and he's looking at me, and we both just stop. And we're just like...
We wave the white flag.
Yeah, we're like, we can't do it. Coors Light, Miller Lite, even Bud Light, I mean, we'll chug it, but there's something about the Pabst. And it was, like, that 30 block probably, like, the last beers probably went, like, a month later. It was just kind of like... Yeah, I think I can get one down while I'm barbecuing or something like that.
Or if like people came over and the beer was low, we're like, hey, just have Pabst.
Well,
Pabst.
That was like my buddy John, big giant dude, and he could drink. He's like 6'7", so he could drink like Andre the Giant. I had to have guest gin because we'd have gin and tonics and stuff, and I would have the Tanqueray for me, and I'd have like the bumpy bottle Seagrams or like the store brand gin because he'd drink half a freaking bottle. You're 20 years old.
In one day.
Yeah, he'd drink half bottle and drive home.
To be 21.
Yeah, and he was freaking fine because he was just a huge boy and he can drink that much.
Oh yeah, but I mean, the only beer that may be worse than Pabst that I've ever had is Hams. Hams is awful, and I couldn't find that in the tall boy. I don't know if they make those in tall boys, but you guys let us know. I think we should do, though, if we're going to do this more than once, if anyone has a beer they want us to try, we should do that too.
Leave a note in the comments if you think there's a beer you want to try. Now, a beer I've always wanted to try, I think I had it once years ago, is Lone Star beer, which is huge in Texas. And it's low. I think it's like 3.5 or 4%. And it's like their version of like a Budweiser, but like Lone Star beer. You know, if this isn't a shout out to these people, I don't work for them or anything, but Total Wine, even more than Beverage and More.
Well, if they want to sponsor you, Matt.
If they want to sponsor me, go for it. I mean, they can literally pay me in liquid.
Just send me 3 beers a week.
A night. Yeah. And, yeah, they have every beer you could possibly imagine. Like, I found Moose Drool there. I found, I should have brought it. Rasputin's. The really obscure beer. Say you went to some tiny microbrew bar and you had a little beer and it was really good and you're hoping to find it again, they probably have it.
Total Wine does a great job.
So I'll have to go there again and find. They even have singles bottles too. You can mix and match. Pat and I will go one day and frolic through the beer, and we'll do that next property.
There's so many beers. We could do a beer review once a day, every day for like 2 decades, and not run out of beer.
Yeah. So Stella's good. That was a little story. We'll see you on the next one.
Cheers.
All right, everybody. We're on to the next beer. What have we got, Patrick?
We have a Stone Double IPA, FML. It's not Fuck My Life. It's Fear Movie Lions, according to them. 8.5%. Stone's generally one of my favorite breweries. I think it's going to be really good. It's my first thought. I like double IPAs. I think they're better than just a regular IPA. What about you, bud?
I like double IPAs because like their Ruination or their triple IPA, the Ruin 10. I almost feel like a double IPA is smoother than a regular IPA.
It's good.
And Stone's like the OG. Remember, they were doing Arrogant Bastard, their really hoppy original IPA in like the late 90s, early 2000s.
Yeah.
Before it was ever popular. They got a big brewery in San Diego here in California. And they're like the OGs of the craft beer world. They've been doing it a long time. There's a bug crawling on the camera.
There is. It might cross in front of the lens, but we'll deal with that.
It's a big old beetle. We'll see what he does. That's an iPhone. You get off there.
It's gonna be good. My favorite buy at Stone though is the Enjoy Buy. Every month or two they put out an Enjoy Buy. My favorite Enjoy Buy was July 4th. That was the best one I've ever had by far. But those are like 9-10%. They whoop your ass, but they're good.
I do say they're a Ruination. You find it in the big bottles, and they're usually $8 or $9. Every now and then you find them at like Sprouts or a random grocery store for like $5.99.
Mm-hmm.
They're really good, and they're like in the 8s. Most of their beers are strong. Is this 8.5?
8.5.
All right, let's do
Not
it.
a hazy, just a regular double IPA. Hazy's my favorite though. Give me a hazy all day.
You can already tell this is going to be a good one.
Yeah, you can smell it.
And it's kind of funny because the whole IPA craze in the last, 10, 15 years, I've gotten burnt out on IPAs where I typically don't buy IPAs
Because it was
anymore.
like a war on hops. They were like, how hoppy can we make this beer?
Yeah, like how terribly bitter and heavy can we make a beer? Would you like a double cheeseburger and fries, or would you like a 12-ounce beer for dinner, you know?
Yeah.
And by the way, it's 12%. It's like, okay, guys, we've gone a little far, you know?
We have one of those goodies still in there. Oh, has got all the flavor in beer.
Yeah.
So, cheers.
Oh, wow. Very hoppy, very bright, very fruity, and not heavy.
It's not a heavy one.
It's a little tang tart, but it's not bad at all.
The bite's not too bad for IPA.
No, it's not. Like I said, I'm generally kind of burnt out on IPAs as a rule, but not that so smooth. Well, when you go to Stone Brewery, you basically go to the masters. That's like, if you're into sports cars, love them or hate them, it's like Porsche. No matter what you buy, it's going to be good. And yeah, it's just a good beer.
It's definitely superior to the 3 previous.
It's a whole nother league. Like, to me, Pabst and Bud Light are like a level 1. Level 2 would be like your Modelos, your Coronas. Level 3 would be like would be like an 805. Would maybe be like a Stella. Would maybe be like
Where are you putting Coors Light?
Coors Light's like a 2.
Okay.
It's like
okay.
like a drink all day beer, you know. And then level 4 is like your microbrew, your big boys. And then level 5 is like specialties. That's like you get like a barley wine that's like 18%. You know,
you get like the anniversary beers they make, which are aged in barrels, and they're like the Imperial Stout IPA.
Yeah, they're like a triple IPA in a whiskey oak barrel or something, and it's like
18%.
Oh,
those are good, but those are sipping beers. This I could drink. I could drink this pretty much all the time.
It's not as heavy as I was expecting. Now, by no means a light beer, but for an IPA, anytime you see a double or triple IPA, it's generally going to be smoother than you're expecting. If you're kind of like a Sam Adams is like a lager with some hops.
Yeah, you can get some pretty hoppy ones of that though.
Yeah.
Kind of like Sierra Nevada.
Yeah.
Like Sierra Nevada lager is.
Sierra Nevada is great, especially like their Sculpins and stuff like that. That's a really good IPA. I got so burnt out on the IPA where it was almost like everybody was into. I was into IPAs before they were popular, and then once they got popular, I was like, "Do you have a porter or something?" Like, I just was kind of burnt out on them. But
what do you give it? I'm going with this. Is definitely above a 6. Smoother. It's boozier than the rest of them. Doesn't taste boozy though. So I'm like,
I don't. This is a hard score. I'm liking this more than I thought I would. Because, like I said, I'm kind of burnt out on IPAs. This is. I'm going for it. 8-1.
I got 7.5 on this. I think it's really, really good. Very, very good beer.
Maybe because we started off with such kind of lowbrow beer, but this is an 8-1. This is right. It tastes a lot like Ruination, which is a double IPA.
But you really like Stone a lot too, so that hit home. That's gonna hit home for you.
Well, you know, California, you got to represent. You know, so
I like Stone too.
If you guys ever get a chance, if you're ever in San Diego or
Escondido,
Escondido, which is kind of more inland than San Diego.
It's still in the county though.
Yeah,
Still in the county.
Yeah, it's kind of where the Wild Animal Park is. They have this gorgeous brewery, gorgeous restaurant,
Nice beer garden,
beer gardens, all these outdoor stuff, pretty good food. They'll take you on a tour of the brewery and they give you a sample, and it's not like a little sample. They give you like a full freaking beer.
Yeah, they want you to get drunk there.
Yeah, they want you to get drunk. They want you to buy food, and it's kind of like you're driving through Escondido, and it's kind of a rural area. There's a couple office parks. And then there's like this oasis sent down from the heavens, which is Stone Brewery.
Bring money too. It's not cheap. It's good.
No,
it's worth the money.
It's it's like once a year you go there, you sit in the beer gardens, you eat some food and craft beer. Sorry, there's a lot of bugs, so we're kind of distracted looking at
Yeah,
stuff.
there's some in the last video, like I was telling you, there's some weird ass 4-inch flying thing flying right here. I don't know what the hell that is.
I didn't get a picture of him, but there was a praying mantis that was this big. He was straw colored. He was the exact same color as the grass, and he was on our shooting target.
Oh, we were shooting a rifle earlier.
Yeah, and I was like, I thought it was a piece of grass. Like, whoa, that's a praying mantis, and he's doing his thing. I shot that target 30 times, steel target swinging back and forth, the wood stand. I came down there to repaint it, and he was still hanging on. And not only was he hanging on, he's eating some kind of a big bug.
Huh?
And I'm like, you're a little boss there, buddy. I mean, it was cool. It was cool. It was cool. All right.
So you're going 8-1.
We went 8-1.
I go 7.5.
This was damn good.
So if anyone from Stone wants to sponsor Matt, along with Total Wine, he loves your beer, you should do it.
I also like wine too. And a funny note, one of the very first videos, I don't even think I have it posted anymore, when I started my YouTube channel, I said, well, I don't know what I want to do with this YouTube channel. I think I want to do some reviews. I want to do cheap wine reviews, because I also like wine a lot. Maybe some cooking videos. And I did some early cooking videos. I since put them to private because they didn't go. So I shared my Sasquatch experience, and then that's what took off.
There's your praying mantis.
Is that a mantis, or is that
a mantis?
Yeah, let's see if we can get him.
Get him. Show everybody your praying mantis.
Yeah, see, it's one of those straw-colored guys. Here's your Wild Kingdom, guys. It's the same guy. He probably followed us out, followed us back over here.
You want to sell me your beer, bud?
Oh, it's my beer.
Well,
I think this is damn good.
It's a good beer.
It's
very good.
All right. We'll see you on the next one, folks.
Have a good one, guys.
All right. So we had a really good beer.
We did.
And it was 8.5. I'm a little...
Stone Double IPA.
A wee bit tipsy.
But now we're moving on to the favorite of Matt's favorite country, Australia.
I love Australia.
Fosters.
If it wasn't for the gun laws, I'd be all over Australia. And everything there wants to kill you.
Yeah, they got the worst. The worst of everything.
See that guy over there?
Another praying mantis. Well, Matt's obsessed with praying mantises. So
I just think they're cool. For all my UFO guys, there's your insectoids. They're eating bugs. I'm watching them, and they're chomping on bugs. So they're good bugs. They're like little predator bugs.
This is a 5%er.
Foster's Australian Fabia, and it's just like you ever see The Simpsons where they're like, "Give me one of those giant Australian beers," and they give him this giant beer, and he's like, "Oh, that's pretty big." You know,
they don't believe in the tall boy.
No, they go for the fat boy.
The fat boy, yeah. So it's perfect for us.
Which, as Americans, we appreciate a fat boy.
You got room? You already finished your stone?
No, it's gone.
Look how clear that is.
Say when? Right after this drink. Now this is going to be a light beer.
So it's a lager.
Yeah, it's like a 2 or a 3 on the scale.
We'll see where it goes.
Okay, there's Foster's, and then there's, which is 5%, and there's Foster's Premium, which is a 6%.
Why don't we get that one?
Because this is all I can find. A tall boy. What? Like I said, fat boy, not tall boy.
Yeah, it's a fat boy.
Look at that guy. You know, I feel like this is, ever seen a picture of Andre the Giant where he's got like a 12-ounce beer in his hand and you can't even see the beer? I feel like this was for him.
It was. That's his 12 ounce.
Yeah. Because
that's 25.
25.
25. Yeah. I think it's 25 and change. Like it's a little over 25 ounces.
All right, one sip. Everybody knows the rules.
Ooh, Prez. Here we are.
El Presidente. Light, crisp. That other beer was so swishing with flavor. This is very just kind of, I don't want to say flat, but very
flat. It's pretty. It's got more of a bite than Natty Ice.
It's mild. Sure. I would definitely prefer this over a Bud or a Natty or a Pabst,
but not a Coors Light.
You're a big Coors fan.
I'm a very big Coors Light fan. But I love the beer. But no, Coors Light.
We both do.
That's always the classic.
We're gonna do a wine tasting with my buddy Brian.
Okay, because that's not for me.
Yeah, he's the big wino. You guys know Brian.
Because I would literally drink every one of them that looked the same color, so all the reds taste the same, and look, all the whites taste the same. This is perfect.
You go into the bar, it's like, what type of wine do you have? He's like, we have the red and the white. Like, this is refreshing. This is a crisp beer.
This is in the 5s for me.
That's not undue. I used to have a real love for Foster's. I think that's because I went on a cruise one time. One of the get on, get drunk, get off kind of cruises to Mexico.
Oh, yeah. So you went to, like, I don't know, Ensenada?
Yeah, Ensenada. Which, by the way, you get off the boat and have all the crafts there and have tacos and everything else. I'm like,
oh, go to Papa's and beer, get a bucket of tequila and a bucket of beer.
Yeah.
See a lot of things you shouldn't see. It's good times.
Exactly. And
go on spring break.
Yeah, there was a lot of good there. The people are really nice.
They are very nice.
But, I was just like, the tacos and the margaritas I had were like, they're good, but I felt like I had better ones in America. But maybe I just went to the wrong place.
Matt, the best Mexican food's in LA and San Diego. Period.
Yeah, because they really step up their game.
It's the best.
I'm serious. Like, as a Californian, I went to Alaska to visit my sister a couple years ago, and it was like day 4. And I'm like, can we go to a Mexican restaurant, please? And I asked for tapatio, and this is in Alaska, and they're like, oh, he wants hot sauce. I'm like, yeah, give me hot sauce. I need this shit.
Your food tastes like shit. Can I have some sauce?
Yeah, I didn't want to say it, but it was so bland. But anyway, so going back to the cruise, it was like $7 a beer, no matter what beer you got. So you could literally get like a Stella or a Bud Light, and it was like $7 a beer. Well, the Fosters are 25-ounce cans, and they were $7. I'm sure they don't do that. Excuse me.
So you get a 6-pack of those bad boys.
Oh, so
then you got a 12-pack.
Oh,
for the price of 6.
So 25-ounce beer, and it was like a beer $7. I'm like, I'm gonna get it. And I noticed everybody was drinking Foster's. I'm like, why are they doing that? And I'm like, it's a giant can. They're getting more for their money, and they're getting charged the same price. And I'm like, oh. So I got lit on that cruise.
That's all those cruises are for. A 3-day cruise is to get hammered.
Get on, get drunk, get off. Go to the freaking...
Maybe get laid. Maybe you meet someone on the cruise. Maybe you meet somebody wherever you're going.
I'm married, so... you know. This was before I had kids.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you're a youngin' and you're over 21, but you're going to go on a 3-day cruise to Mexico, I highly recommend doing it.
There's a mantis there. There's another mantis on the wall.
But wait till after the coof goes away.
The coof? The coof?
No cruises till that's gone.
We can't say the word, otherwise we'll get demonetized.
Yeah, we can't do that. We won't say that.
Can't say that.
So Foster's, I'm in
we're
the 5 range. I'm at a 5.9 here.
Yeah, thank you. We need to focus. We need to focus.
Well, we've had a lot of beer, and we've had a lot of good beer and a lot of bad beer.
We had beer before this too.
We did too.
Yeah, we did. We kind of greased the wheel. We kind of pre-partied a little bit.
So sometimes you got to talk about going to Mexico and being a kid, and then other times you got to talk about Foster's.
Well, what was really nice about a cruise is you go camping, we go to the cabin, we come up here, and you got to load up the truck and pack and plan food and go to. It's really nice to go on a vacation where you just go.
It is.
And you don't have to cook. You don't have to clean. You don't have to worry about anything.
This is kind of like a cruise for me. You literally got everything together and have been cooking.
Well,
so
you're going to fuck it up.
It's like a cruise for me.
You're going to fuck it up if you cook. So that's the reason why I do the cooking. No offense. You know, but...
He's never, ever had my cooking once. But apparently I'm going to fuck it up.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
$20 tri-tip. Nah, I think I'll take care of this one, Pat. It's fine. You know, fine. Tomorrow night you can cook.
That's a dad move. You can come over for dinner. Like, no, I'll cook. I got it.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah. Anyway, Foster's. This is in the 5s. This is like a 5.4.
I went 5.9. I thought it was close.
I would almost say 5.5, 5.4. It's a good beer. I don't think it has anything over a Miller Lite, to be honest, or Coors Light. I'm more of a Miller guy. He's more of a Coors guy. Tomato. I'm right. He's wrong.
They're both good.
See, Coors Light is great on a hot day.
Wait, we're going to review that tomorrow.
Crispy boy out of the fridge. Yes.
Review that tomorrow.
Yes. We're going to have to go buy some Miller.
Oh, well, we got to do that too. We drank the last one we got here. So.
Oh, there were 2 cold Millers when we came up, and we were just like, it's 107. Give me a cold anything.
Give me anything. That's not water.
And we drank like 9 bottles of water.
That too.
Yeah, you know, Foster's a good solid beer. Someone hands it to you. It's on sale. You're looking for a lighter beer you can have a few of and not be too full.
Right.
Foster's is good. You've done well, Australia. You've done well.
I think so too. I think if you're in the high 5s, 6 range with beer, for me, that's something you can hand me all day. I'll drink.
Yeah.
If you are one of these guys, maybe I'm hurting.
Beer?
And I need something cold.
Beer with a twist off top.
Suspect.
Suspect, exactly. Now, a twist cap is different. But this is like, I don't know, what you got on like a root beer. You know, I don't even know what that cap is. It's like a twist off, like a San Pellegrino cap. Like you'd find on like a bottle of like Perrier or something, you know.
So anyway, you went what on yours?
5.4.
5.4. I went 5.9. Foster's, very nice. Thank you guys.
See you next beer.
Did you see that giant fucking spider that ran into that fucking can?